And welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports, the Viking Invitational here in Wilmington, Delaware. The host, the St. E Center. Nick Allison-Draney alongside the coach, John Kaleja, Mike Lang to my right, Jason Winchell getting a little bit of a game off, and then Pat Garianis, our producer today. Nick Halliday, he's up on the camera, and we are underway. It's Thurgood Marshall and the Panthers from New York taking on MOT Charter, the Mustangs from right here in Delaware. This is your championship of the Hope bracket, guys, and we are underway.
Slightly behind schedule, Nick, but that's fine.
That's right, inside, and that one going to be off the mark to get started for the Panthers. And we'll get you starters here in a moment.
Nick, we were here yesterday, MOT Charter, Pat and I were here. A 4 overtime win to get here tonight.
That's right, you heard John Gretchen as that shot is knocked home from Caden Briscoe. You heard John Gretchen talk a little bit about that earlier on the broadcast. And now Panthers lofting it up, and that's finished. The alley-oop by Ahmad Torrance. So a couple highlight plays to get this one started. As your starters for the Mustangs, Grayling High, Abhinav Penaganti, Sean Thompson, Caden Briscoe, and Kofi Opoku. And for Thurgood Marshall, Aline Saul, Julian Harris, Eric Bush, Ahmad Torrance, and Abdal Akeem Mazau as that one is finished off.
A nice hesitation by Opoku to get that ball up and in. He's got some height to deal with tonight that sometimes he doesn't see playing here at MOT.
4-2, a minute and 20 into this one. Deep three, catch and shoot, and canned it.
Nick looked like you in a half-court shot.
Julian Harris knocking down the three. Had a couple of those go in over the weekend. They didn't do it today, though, I believe, right?
No, just for the girls.
5-4 now is the lead into the hands of the Panthers of Thurgood Marshall. Again, this one is a championship game as that three off the mark for Sean Thompson. But a second chance created here for the Mustangs. And Briscoe gonna launch one, and he knocks down the three. He's got 5 quick points here for MOT Charter.
And made possible by that offensive rebound by Opoku.
And that one's dropped in. Stepping in, that was Torrance again. So he's got a couple field goals. And he's got 4 early on.
We'll catch up with the score in a second here.
7-7, back and forth we go early on as that one's lost under the basket. Taken by the Panthers the other way, driving and kicking. Now coming off a screen, coming free to the free throw line and elevating and knocking down another jumper is Ahmad Torrance. And he seems to be in a rhythm early in this first quarter for the Panthers.
Those shots early.
And a whistle and a foul here. It's going to go against Abdal Akeem Mazau. And some free throws coming up. Our first of the game. And it's going to go to MOT Charter. Heading to the free throw line will be Grayling High.
John, you down? Said John Kaleja. John, you played in some of these events when you were coaching Conrad. Is it a little bit different feel than playing your regular season games, and maybe you're trying to show some people some things, or how do you combat that as a coach?
I always looked at it, as something that would benefit our team and kind of get us ready. You get a little bit of a tournament atmosphere here. We played teams like Red Bank Catholic. We played some other teams from out of state. One team escapes me right now, but you play some really high-level teams, and it gets you ready for the tournament. And we would always try to do that, is upgrade our schedule as best we could.
Intercepted by Julian Harris. Reverse layup's no good. Offensive putback is up and in, courtesy of Eric Bush.
Obviously, this Conrad team's very talented.
I was going to say, but I think we did a few of those games back
sure
when Coach was on the sideline.
Playing the Casey's.
That's right, here at the Viking Invitational. There maybe the Diamond State. That one goaltend most likely coming.
Casey's were back this year.
As Opoku got it up, but the goaltend called against Abdal Akeem Mazau, who, again, with that size, able to get that hand up rather quickly, but not in time there. 11-9 first quarter action between Thurgood Marshall and MOT Charter. Good passing here. They get it to the big man, and how about that skill turning and floating it in with the right. Pretty move by Abdal Akeem Mazal.
That's a nice touch right around the basket. Good job by MOT. Not foul there. That was railing high.
That one off the mark. And hauled in and put back up and in by Kofi Opoku. He's got 6 quickly here in the first for MOT Charter, and they lead 13-11. Excuse me, trail 13-11.
Hanging with Thurgood Marshall. Thurgood Marshall really shooting exceptionally well early. And then they missed that one, but
almost like he doesn't have to jump to put his hands on the rim, does Mazal. He's been good early on. That one in out of the hands of Julian Harris. Floater, no good. Rebound by the big man. Again, doesn't have to leave his feet.
He didn't leave his feet, man. It's reached up.
Harris cleared a fire in the corner. No good. Rebound brought in by Saul, and now a second chance for the Panthers. Inside, a whistle. Shot rolls through, but a whistle before and a turnover.
Nick, MOT last year, 13 or 14 seed in the state tournament, got off to a hot start this year. I had a chance to see them at Hodgson a couple weeks ago, and then we saw them partially a game yesterday. It's a talented team. You know, they're kind of people just don't know a whole lot about them. You know, they haven't really been a big player in the basketball scene, but they have the last 2 years. This is a talented team.
Sean Thompson knocks that one right through the net, just inside the three-point line, and we're all tied at 13 with under 3 to go in the opening corner. It's been a fun start to this one. It's your Hope Championship bracket game between the Panthers and the Mustangs. A little New York-Delaware action. Torrance has been hot. He'll let another one fly. His 3 is long. Rebound into the hands of Grayling High.
And with this height disadvantage for MOT, they're going to have to rely on positioning and taking advantage of opportunities. That's a great job by High to get his hands on that ball.
Coach, what have you seen here so far out of these two teams? Back and forth we go, 13-all.
Both teams coming out with zones, but pressure, getting some good looks. MOT has done a very nice job of moving the ball around, and Opoku has done a nice job early down in the paint, considering he's got the other big down in there, Mizzou, who has done a very nice job himself. So it's going to be interesting to see, if they can continue this offensive execution on both ends. They're both turning it up a little bit here on defense. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun matchup to watch. As Coach mentioned, Akeem Mazal going up against Kofi Opoku. Both of them finding success early in this one. It's going to be a matchup to keep an eye on as we progress. Straightaway 3, stepping into it. That time was Abhinav Peniganti. No good, and now the Panthers control the board.
Yeah, I know that one didn't go. He had a great look. He's going to have to take that shot and present it to him. He's going to have to go all night with that shot.
Passing once again crisp for the Panthers. It leads to an open 3 in the corner for Harris, just unable to hit it. But the half-court flow seems to be there so far early on for Thurgood Marshall.
Both teams are settling for that outside shot right now, where early on we were getting some good looks inside the paint. You want to continue.
Torrance splitting the defense, hanging and finishing. They didn't have numbers when it didn't matter for Ahmad Torrance.
The only number that mattered was 13. He's got 8 now, I believe.
4 for 4 in the first for Torrance. He's got 8. As Mike mentioned, now 15-13 in favor of the Panthers. And an extra jab step in there at the top of the key for Sean Thompson.
Of course, the game coming up after this one, the host, St. Elizabeth's against Unionville, right up the street. So I imagine we'll get a good contingent for both schools down here for that game.
Rounding out the Viking Invitational with a couple of local programs.
The Sainties looked really good last night. So did Unionville. They had 2 good games last night.
Under a minute to go in the first, 15-13. Here's Mazal, baseline jumper is good, and you can tell the big fella's got some touch. Abdal Akeem Mazal, the second field goal. And now with 30 seconds to go, it's the Mustangs. Briscoe dribbling around off of 1 foot. That
Tough
shot no good. And now leaking ahead was Harris. Harris 1-on-2. Hangs, can't finish.
Yeah.
Mazzal comes skying for the rebound, but not going to get the job done. Last touch by the Panthers. Now potentially final shot for the Mustangs with 13.5.
Yeah, MOT's going to need somebody to find the range to go over that zone.
Pressure here by the Panthers, able to beat it rather easily, and now some time to work with. 8 seconds. Thompson in the corner, drives, gets it underneath, and finished off by Opoku. And a bucket there as we come to the finish of the first. 17-15. Coach, what stood out to you in that first quarter?
Mazzal, when he's in the paint there, he's clogging it up, making it very difficult for them to finish. Right there, he leaked out a little bit outside of the paint, and it freed up Opoku to get another easy basket. I think, what's he got, 6 or 8 already?
8 for Opoku in that first quarter.
Yeah, so you know, it's a battle of the big men. MOT doing a great job. Coach Epstein, you know, as Mike had mentioned earlier, made the state tournament last year. They're undefeated this year, and they're in a very tough conference, the Diamond State Conference. You got, obviously, you know, St. Elizabeth's, who's going to be coming up next. Coach Cassidy does a great job there. And you got other teams like Conrad, Coach McLean there, Coach Nick Santa up at Archmere.
Right,
very
yeah.
competitive conference, and you know, it's preparing those teams for games like this. And Coach Epstein has done a very nice job here early on. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments the two teams are going to make as we go along here.
Yeah, the matchup inside has been fun to watch. Also able to knock down a few threes in this one as well. Caden Briscoe knocked down a triple in the first quarter, so did Julian Harris. And here we go, guys, set for the start of the second. 1 possession, 17-15 game after 1.
Yeah, good start. Nice tight game. Joink.
Been crisp. We saw a lot of running as Briscoe lines up a 3 off the front end of the rim. Second chance as he gets it back. Driving, kicking. Floater is up and through for Corbin Gaines. So sticking with it.
Getting a defender off his feet and getting around him. Hitting the runner, which is as impressive as getting a guy off his feet there.
And also, again, Mustangs doing a good job on the glass. This is a deep 3. Thought about it for a moment. Let it fly for Amir Kitten, who's fresh into the game for Thurgood Marshall. So 17 all. Briscoe catch and shoot 3.
Doing a good job with the offensive boards here.
Yeah, they tracked down another one, do the Mustangs.
Second and third chances. Long shots equal long rebounds, so.
Briscoe has it poked away by Harris, going to stay down here. So 17 all. As I believe Unionville entering the building. Here's Opoku, 8 first quarter points as Coach highlighted earlier. He goes up with that one. And a foul on the way up. We'll see if it's against Mazzal or Ozuna. And it will go against Bryce Ozuna, his first, team's first.
Thurgood Marshall comes in with a 5-4 record. Some high-level basketball there in New York with Coach Torrance. Doing a nice job here with this team.
Again, making the trip down. A nice variety of out-of-state competition here at the Viking Invitational this weekend. Seen schools from Wisconsin, New York, Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware. So it's been a fun one as that free throw drops.
That fun girls game today, Red Bank Catholic and Arrowhead, which was
That was a fun one to watch. I know I was tuning in to that one, unable to make it yesterday. Torrance trying to get it inside, taken out of the air by Corbin Gaines.
Yeah, Gaines, strong second quarter, playing in defense.
Briscoe, another catch and shoot 3, and this one is knocked home. Caden Briscoe, second triple as a timeout on the floor. As the MOT Charter faithful making the trip here to the St. East Center.
Now,
a nice crowd.
I thought that shot was tipped, but it was not. Had enough to get up and over.
Briscoe able to knock down his second 3 of the ball game. He's got 8. Opoku's got 10. So those two guys doing the heavy lifting early on for the Mustangs, who hold a 5-point lead over Thurgood Marshall.
Nick had a chance to see St. George's this afternoon. They fell to, now I'm going to forget, they played Garnet Valley. That's who they played up at the Jameer Nelson Classic. Good game for Emery
Jameer
Womack,
Nelson
but he
Classic. There you go.
got into foul trouble, and Womack fouled out, and St. George's playing with just 9 players today. The third game in 3 days. They may have been a little winded, but put up a good fight against Garnet Valley.
Yeah, shout out to Jameer Nelson, who, of course, junior played at the University of Delaware, and then Jameer, general manager and in the front office for the Delaware Bluecoats. And always see him over there around Wilmington when we're doing some shooting over there for DETV. So always been great to talk to Jameer Nelson.
Looks like our NBA player is leaving the building. Stephon Marbury.
Oh, Marbury, as we got that one inside off the window to start the scoring here in the second. And as that was Eric Bush, he's got 4.
That's a bucket they really needed. MOT doing a good job getting positioning, get the rebounds, playing defense. Now they got to face the press.
I was going to say, now, guys, we got some pressure here full court from the Panthers. Opoku drives, has a teammate underneath. His shot, though, contested and no good for Gaines. Panthers reverse layup off the glass with some touch. And a nice, pretty move by Eric Bush. Back-to-back field goals for him. He's got 6.
Yeah, Bush did a good job not stepping on that end line. Nick going around and creating some room.
Pressure causing a little bit of trouble here for the Mustangs. Whipped inside. Gaines keeping that pivot foot. Did not.
That was close to being a 10-second call. Great pressure here by Thurgood Marshall coming out, mixing it up, picking them up full court. MOT looked a little uncomfortable there. I'll be interested to see. They kind of were out on the perimeter. Didn't have anybody in the inside or middle versus the press. So we'll see what they do. See if they make those adjustments. It'll make it a little bit easier getting the ball up the floor versus Thurgood Marshall.
And now the Mustangs sitting in that 2-3 zone defensively. So we approach 5-minute mark here in the second, 22-21. Harris whips it inside to a teammate who's fouled on the way up. It was Ozuna who hauled in the crisp pass from Harris, who drove the baseline. And now some free throws for Thurgood Marshall. Guys, it'll be their first attempts at the stripe today.
Not a lot of foul calls. It's been a pretty clean game both ways.
You gotta like that. I know we're fans of the clean game play. And this free throw up and good to start for the Panthers. Ozuna 1 for 1, another one on the way. And shout out to all of our viewers tuning in there from New York, supporting the Panthers. 1 of 2 from the line.
And Gaines another rebound.
22-22, and that's going to be a travel. That pressure being applied, forcing the turnover.
That time they got the ball in the middle. Obviously he traveled, but they were looking to get out. They had somebody leaking out there. Could have gotten an easy opportunity had they not committed that violation.
Got a 5-point deficit gone for
Harris high off the glass there, but unable to get it to go. Offensive rebound here by Chase Peters. So a second chance for Thurgood Marshall. And, you know, as growing up, Thurgood Marshall was always the elementary school right down the street from where I grew up. Had a bunch of friends that went there. Torrance off the screen for 3. Off the side of the rim and out of play. Remember the big crowns at the front of the building? Mike, you don't know about Thurgood Marshall, huh? You don't know every school of all time? I thought you might.
Don't. And
Opoku able to finish it all.
All the public schools around me were named after the neighborhood they were in.
Well, maybe that is what happened.
Except for a couple that have to go down the list. There it is, Darley Road School, Maple Lane School, Brandywood Elementary. They're all named after places.
That's right. I was more south than you guys growing up. Harris turns around, fires, and it hits. A pretty jumper from Julian Harris.
Appo's got all those names after people, you know.
A travel in the backcourt, and coach, that full court pressure creating a little bit of havoc here for MOT Charter.
Thurgood is speeding them up, and that's where you got 2 of those travel calls in the last 3 possessions. Hopefully MOT can make some adjustments here, value the ball a little bit more, see the floor. I always like the diagonal pass. I like pushing it early if you can get it, maybe even before they set up their press, some things that MOT may look to do.
All tied at 24. Harris, open corner three. It's long. And as Mike said, long rebound, creating a second chance once again for the Panthers. Whipping it, Harris, catching, turning, fading, firing, no good. And Opoku with a strong rebound for the Mustangs.
He's going to handle the ball too.
He's having himself a heck of a first half.
He does a little bit of everything.
I think he wants to make his way over here for the post-game interview. Again, we will be joined as we have a whistle and a foul out near half court. Going to be the second team foul against Thurgood Marshall. Just the third foul in the quarter.
Yes.
But again, we will be joined by your player of the game post-game here, as this foul is going to go against Aline Saul, his first.
Great defense. Just an unfortunate foul for Thurgood Marshall there because they had him trapped.
Good hands there by Torrance, able to steal it away. Using the body to get to the basket, and they're going to have an offensive foul, maybe going with that offhand. But Torrance with a nice play, but the foul going to negate it. So third foul there against Thurgood Marshall. Torrance's first. Still 24 all. That ball tipped in the air, stolen, and now foul. Quick one against Opoku after the steal.
So MOT with a little trouble handling the ball now.
And a broadcast jinx by myself once again. It's only a few fouls, and then we fire off 3 in a row.
Yeah, they've been held to 2 points in the last about 4 minutes or so.
Timeout on the floor, and we'll stay right here again. 24 all, 2:49 to go in the first half of the Viking Invitational Championship Monday. As we are crowning some champs here today, we got some beautiful trophies over here on the baseline at the St. E Center, and this is what they call a hats and shirts game, right? Because there's something on the line. We got shirts, trophies, and everything here for the winner of this one. We just crowned Brandeis Bulldogs, our champions of, I believe, the reality bracket.
That was the
Resilient bracket. I apologize.
I can't remember who's in which bracket. This is the Hope
That's
bracket,
right, Hope Championship game.
And then Power is the...
Rounding out the night.
Well, yeah, wrap it up.
Well, Coach, you mentioned a few things you saw early on here, but 24-24, 2:49. What are you looking for the rest of the first half?
You're looking to see what adjustments each coach and each team is making coming out of the timeout here. Thurgood Marshall has been pressuring up last possession. They picked up at half court previous to that. They were picking up and pressing with some traps. MOT had some travel violations in 2 of those possessions, so we'll see if they can clean that up.
Let's see how the Panthers attack the zone, working it around. Here's Harris, poked out from behind, but nope, he puts his hand up. He knew he lost that out of bounds, and a turnover forced by the Mustangs.
Some more good defense there by Thurgood Marshall this time.
Give and go, able to get it back is High, and he finishes it.
That's nice move by High. Skip right down there, and that's a much-needed basket for MOT.
High energy, both teams moving at a good pace here early. Harris with a shot fake, gets inside, the floater bounces up and in. Harris now with 7 in the ball game.
Good save down there.
And now that one, Opoku lasered off his chest, and now it's loose out of bounds. Probably going to stay down that side as we had a Panther hit the deck when he touched the ball out of bounds.
Yeah,
but now it seems like, guys, that the MOT Charter kind of figuring out a way to beat this full court pressure. They've done it the last few times up and down the floor, leading to some easier shots.
The outside shot's really not falling too much here for MOT, especially lately. So if you can go inside, it's tough with that height inside for Thurgood Marshall.
Gonna have to clear it out on the inbound as they get it to Thompson. Penegante
Nice
hands
pass.
off to Opoku. That's the first time Opoku hasn't been able to finish under the basket today.
That's a good look, though, by Penegante. Beneganti.
And Opoku's got 12 already. And now back into the game has been Adao Akeem Mazal, who was battling a few fouls early on, and he sat a majority of the second quarter.
Yeah,
and now he's back into the game, and
no foul.
A foul and a whistle and a stoppage.
Right there in that last possession, Thurgood Marshall was trying to screen the top of the zone to get Harris a good little look there, and he got bumped and fouled. Let's see if they go into the big here.
He's been successful today. And now it's Torrance in the corner. That cross-court pass tipped. Harris able to get it back, and now he'll elevate and hit the mid-range jumper.
Hey, good job to hang up there and get that shot off.
Quite an athlete, Julian Harris. And he's able to take that one and put it through. Now Opoku down the other way. He's athletic and able to lay it in. Opoku have himself a heck of a first half.
Good job holding that ball back to get it up and over the defender there. Mazal.
Akeem Mazal,
Mazal,
who almost has it there. Opoku able to take it away and now does it on the defensive end. 28-28 under 40. Thompson, he's just going to pull up. The rebound is tipped
that way.
Out of play, and it will, in fact, stay down there with the Mustangs. 28 all, 32 seconds to go in half number one.
I do not imagine it will hold here. If they get a shot, they're probably going to go. John, when you're coaching, when you were coaching, what on a play like this, normally I would imagine you're saying if you get an open shot to take it.
Yeah,
in
you're
the
looking
second quarter, right?
Yeah, you're looking for a high percentage shot here. Obviously, if you're taking it, before 10-second mark, we try to get it below 10 or less. Some teams will hold it, to get to that 10, 12 second range. I know, both Sanford girls and boys would always, hold the ball out at half court and try that. We didn't necessarily do it.
That three quick trigger. But another offensive rebound for the Mustangs. They've been living on the offensive glass, but then it's stolen away. What a pass from Harris. And it's, couldn't be thrown down the other end by Eric Bush, but that would have been a play for a highlight reel.
MOT had time there. They just rushed it way down.
And that would have been one for the highlights. A steal. What a pass. It would have been a nice finish, but unable to do it in transition. It all happened so quickly. We're still tied at 28, 3.5 seconds to go. We'll see if the Panthers can get a shot off. It's Torrance. Straight away, three, short. And that's how we come to the conclusion of half number one here at the St. E Center. We are all tied at 28. MOT Charter and Thurgood Marshall in your Hope Bracket Championship. Coach, what stood out to you at half number one? We're all tied up heading to the locker room.
Obviously, Opoku for MOT has been doing a great job in there, considering he's going against somebody that's much taller than he is. And both teams are playing some really clean basketball, taking care of getting some good shots. Torrance was the big factor early on, and then Harris was making things happen here in the second half, or in the second quarter, I should say. And, looking for a nice, exciting second half, and we'll see what adjustments each team makes at halftime.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. It was definitely a fun first half, and I'm sure the same thing we're going to see in half number two. 28 all, 10 minutes on the clock. We'll be back with second half action. It's the Viking Invitational Championship Monday, your Hope Bracket final here between Thurgood Marshall and MOT Charter. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodal Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Sodal Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Sodal Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Sodal Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out.
Welcome to Surf Bagel. Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel!
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
but have you tried Premier?
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary. When someone called me to do a job, I always said yes. Whether it was a struggle, whether it was 7 days a week, sun up to sundown, it didn't matter. And with that philosophy, we were able to grow to the size we are. We employ close to 80 individuals.
We really enjoy being in the family business. I look forward to coming to work every day, and it's so nice to work with the people that we work with in the office. We've really become a family with them. We really create a family experience around here.
And Cassidy Painting is a very diversified company. We don't say no to anything. We deal with everything from epoxy floors to painting buildings to spray foam insulation, spray fireproofing. If it deals with a coating, we can handle it. So when our customers call and they're under the gun and they know the need to get a job done, they know who to call because we perform. We've always been performed. We've never been replaced out of 37 years of business. For any of your painting needs, we can handle it.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's Fish Camp features seafood classics, coastal comfort food, and chef-driven specials that pair perfectly with our large selection of craft ales, curated wine list, and camp cocktails. Matt's offers indoor and outdoor dining and is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, happy hour with friends, or enjoy lunch at the Raw Bar. Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round. See you soon.
Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way to target new customers, increase employee retention, and boost your brand awareness. Let the professionals at Cassidy Graphics bring your advertising ideas to life. Give them a call today at 302-326-2412. Again, that number is 302-326-2412. Again, Cassidy Graphics brings your advertising ideas to life. Wraps.
And welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports, the Viking Invitational Championship Monday. It's your Hope Bracket Final between Thurgood Marshall and MOT Charter. The MOT Charter from right here in Delaware. Thurgood Marshall, the Panthers, making the trip down from New York. And guys, after one half of play, we are all tied 28-all as we begin a second half action.
Yeah, I thought MOT did a great job against the height of Thurgood Marshall, the Panthers. And they need to get that shooting to warm up again. I think they'll be just fine.
Harris had a hot hand. So did Torrance as well. Those two guys really got it going in the first half for Thurgood Marshall. Nice pass inside by Torrance. Finished off by Aline Saul.
Yeah, what can you ask? The game's been tight. I think 5 points has been the biggest margin. It was 22-17 MOT at one point.
Briscoe's got 2 threes. Make it 3 right in front of us here in the corner.
Mazzal, every time he touches the ball, he's making something happen. Right there. Somebody came, defense rotated over to him, and he passed it down the baseline for an easy little shot.
Cutting across the lane, elevating inside the paint. Couldn't get the shot to fall. Now is Eric Bush, and now here comes Thompson the other way for MOT Charter. Grayling high in the corner. His 3 rattles out, and now leaking up ahead of the pack is Harris. Harris will lay it in.
Good job by MOT not to challenge that. Briscoe, no need to pick up a silly foul there. Too early in the game.
Briscoe looking for 3, number 4. Offensive rebound on the miss to Opoku. They left him open. Peneganti for 3. A long rebound here leading to some action quickly the other way. Here's Mazzal. Extra pass to Harris, who thought about the open three. Will pull it back.
So John looked up at halftime. MOT last year, 16-5. They fell in the state tournament to Conrad.
Harris, another three, and he knocks that one down. Julian Harris had 9 first-half points and a quick 5 to start the third quarter. That's good for 14 in the game.
So there's a history of some success with the Mustangs, and they've continued that this year, Nick.
And then a turnover force there. We're going back the other way.
MOT got the ball in the middle there, what we were talking about in the first half, but again, results in a little bit of travel due to Thurgood Marshall's defensive pressure.
Harris shot fakes, gets inside, using the elevation, lofts it up and finished off by Akeem Mazal. Opoku answering the other way, right back over top of the big man and racing down the floor for a timeout.
He was moving pretty good, wasn't he? Coach is right down there.
Opoku, guys, and Coach, he was someone you highlighted in the first half. Kofi Opoku now with 16 points a few minutes into the third quarter. He's having himself a heck of a matchup and or a heck of a game, and not an easy matchup with the big fellow on the other side as well.
Coach Epstein rushed down there to call a timeout. I'm assuming he's going to make some defensive adjustments down here. I noticed that Thurgood Marshall had somebody down in the short corner against the zone, which gave him a little advantage down there, and they got the open looks and, scored 9 points here already in the second half. So let's see if they make those adjustments defensively here to not allow the ball to get into the short corner. And usually you're going short corner, mid-post, wing there, trying to set up that triangle to get some advantageous offensive looks.
And you heard Coach say it, 9-3 or 9-5 after the Opoku basket. The Panthers outscoring the Mustangs to start the second half.
They're coming up pressuring Harris there.
Torrance now sizing up the defense.
Forcing somebody else to make something happen here since Harris was kind of their offensive leader.
Positioning himself well on the block for the offensive rebound, and now a second chance three for Torrance. And now a third opportunity, up strong, couldn't get it to go. It's been battled for, and finally, or no, it seemed like the Mustangs took it out. Instead, it's the Panthers who are living on the offensive glass and finally get it through.
That's 5 chances there.
Eric Bush.
I mean, technically MOT had possession there, but was poked away from him. And that's something that can't make coaches very happy.
Opoku downhill to Briscoe. Harris poked it away, now 2-on-2. Unable to save that one and finish it with some extra momentum. And now saved in front of us. Torrance, hands off on the block. Two-hand flush from Akeem Mazal. So Torrance, the big fella with 8 points, but made some great passes already here in the quarter. Opoku, hop step inside. That floater up over the big man and drops in.
Good job, as Coach mentioned, the scoring pace here for the Panthers. Already 13 points. We just reached the halfway point of the third. MOT's going to need to find a way to slow them down a little bit.
Opoku has been fantastic for the Mustangs. Torrance steps into a contested mid-range jumper, no good.
MOT is in a box and one, diamond and one here with Saul on Harris, putting a little pressure, forcing some other people to make things happen.
That's a tough baseline jumper from Caden Briscoe.
Yeah, he did. He may have absorbed a little contact, not enough for a call. A great shot by Briscoe.
13 for Caden Briscoe now for MOT Charter. Lead cut back to 4, 41-37, approaching 3 minutes to go in the third. Torrance around the screen, whipped it to the corner, but a travel on Eric Bush.
Again, you're seeing Saul pressuring up on Harris there. They got the ball into Harris to start, but then once they got into the front court, they weren't able to get the ball back to Harris, and I'm sure Torrance can take care of business on his end, handling the ball, but Harris kind of seems to make this offense work.
Briscoe, he's a quick catch and shooter, and that time Misses the three, but another chance. And here he goes again. Quick catch and shoot. And that one just short. It leads to a Torrance deep outlet pass. Finished off by Eric Bush, who took off down the floor. Lead back to 6 now for Thurgood Marshall.
That's a hook.
Offensive foul against Briscoe.
They got him with the hook, Nick, and it's going to get called every time. Just looking at the schedule, MOT off for 10 days after this game, so they had a game that was canceled. Next playing at the Quaker Classic.
And again, that's them coming off that overtime game yesterday, right? So they'll have some time to heal up and catch their breath after this one. As Harris running the baseline. Nice lead to his teammate Mazal, I believe, underneath. And we'll have a tie-up.
MOT ball.
So good defense, as you mentioned, Mike, by the Mustangs.
They ran Harris off some baseline screens there to get him the ball. And again, he's initiating things, when he does have the ball in his hands.
Off the dribble, that three is knocked down. A heck of a shot from Sean Thompson, who saw an opening, pulled up, and knocked it through.
If they can get Thompson going, that'd be another scoring option for them. And he's capable of scoring in bunches.
Torrance sizing up the defense back to a one-possession game. Torrance loses his footing, kicks to the opposite corner to Eric Bush. His three no good. Apoku with the rebound.
Thurgood Marshall looks a little out of sync with this box and one. They kind of got away from attacking. I kind of liked, running Harris off screens.
A chance to do it in transition here. There is Harris, a little English on the basketball off the glass. Doesn't go, but he's going to earn himself a trip to the line. Our first free throws of the third quarter come with 1:35 remaining. The foul going to go against Caden Briscoe, his second, team second.
That's just the second foul of the third quarter.
Take it back. They're going to give it to Thompson. That'll be his second foul. And now some free throws coming for Harris.
Hope you marked that in pencil.
I did not.
That happens to me all the time.
That's why we're fortunate when they're able to put the fouls on the scoreboard for us. And they've done a great job at the St. E Center today. And unable, an empty trip at the line that time for Harris.
It's only a one-possession game here. So MOT able to hang tight, even with the high scoring of the Panthers in this quarter.
Briscoe wanted it. Shot fake, steps into a closer one and knocks down the mid-range jumpers. He's been hovering on the perimeter that time, able to get to the mid-range.
Briscoe is certainly not bashful after those 2 threes.
No. Got the green light.
I like it. As a coach, you want that short memory, get back in. Hey, let's go.
Shooters shoot. Whipping it. Torrance passing up on the three, instead elevates on the baseline. And we'll head to the free throw line for a pair.
I believe that's just his second on Apoku.
Will be Apoku's second. And
that's the one guy they cannot have in foul trouble.
And Coach, I was like, you know something about the green light, right? Did you ever give your girls, they've had the green light, I'm sure, their entire career, right?
Oh, yeah. From the time they walked in the gym.
I saw it here a few times.
I just wish they would continue it here in college. I get on them but.
Absolutely right.
I still remember we were here against St. Elizabeth's one night, down a bunch, and I think Steph had 1 foot inside the circle.
You got that right.
As that one's driven in, I believe, finished off by Harris, I believe, on the baseline.
I think we streamed that game, John.
Yes.
Yes, we did. That's where I was able to use the phrase from the parking lot as Mazal got a piece of that one. Great extension on the defense by the big man, Mazal. And now a three-point game, 30 seconds of ticking. Potentially the final shot coming here for the Panthers.
Steph, by the way, is having a fantastic career up at UMass in Amherst. And Julie back home at Goldie Beacon this year as a grad student.
We're big Lightning fans here.
That's right.
As everyone knows. 12 seconds and ticking. Going to be the final shot for Thurgood Marshall. Harris has it top of the key, 7 to work with. Gets inside, floats it up. Nobody there. Now with 3 seconds, it's rejected by Apoku. That shot will not count, but almost went anyway.
What a block.
And we're going to take that excitement to quarter number 4. 45-42. Thurgood Marshall leading MOT Charter. We'll be right back with fourth quarter action. The Viking Invitational. It's Championship Monday here on Delaware Live Sports.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
And welcome back live to the St. E. Center in Wilmington, Delaware, the host of the Viking Invitational. As we are into Championship Monday, this game is for the Hope Bracket Championship between Thurgood Marshall from New York and MOT Charter from right here in Delaware. 45-42 as we head to the fourth quarter, guys. We are underway. It was tied at the half. That's how great this game has been. It's going to be a fun conclusion here in the fourth as they loft it up for Mazzao, and he couldn't handle it, but that was a pretty pass. It doesn't get much of a cleaner look than that one, but they'll rebound here.
They had one
and
earlier,
have the
right?
inbound.
They almost had that one, too. It would've
And Coach, what are you looking for here in the fourth quarter between these two teams? Going back to Mazzao inside, turns and hits it. He's showing some skill on the block down there.
I like that MOT made some defensive adjustments in the third quarter. Let's see what they do here. They come out with a trapping zone and almost got a turnover there.
Lead now to 5 as we begin the fourth. Apoku's been fantastic. He'll kick it out here. That three up off the mark for Grayling. High rebound to Torrance, who once again showing off the Kevin Love ability, up ahead and finished off by Saul. So a deep outlet, a quick timeout here for MOT Charter, and Julian Harris has been good, Torrance has been good, Mazzao has been good, and Thurgood Marshall now leading by 7, and he has that head up on those rebounds there on the defensive end of the floor.
This is kind of how the third quarter started. A quick rush for the Panthers, and then MOT was forced to play catch-up and did, but you prefer not to have to do that again in the fourth quarter. So good coach, timeout there by MOT. Try to fix whatever they've noticed from the bench about stopping those outlets.
Offensively, look down at the stat sheet here for MOT Charter. Kofi Apoku, he's got 18 to lead the way. Caden Briscoe is right behind him. He's got 15, so those two guys have been the main offensive catalysts here for MOT Charter. And then you look at Thurgood Marshall, and you talk about Julian Harris, who we highlighted a little moment ago. He's got 16 points. Mazzao, he's got 10. And Torrance with 8, all coming in the first half. Hasn't scored, but has been a great distributor here in the second half for the Panthers.
Can't believe we got another game to go after this one.
Well, unfortunately,
not you.
I will not be. But you guys, I will be tuning in as I get in the car and drive away. Wish I could hang out for the last one. It's going to be a good one. As Apoku has it, hands off to a cutting teammate who's instead going to kick it out to Robinson, who was out of bounds, but able to save it.
Maybe his hands not on the ball when he did that.
And unfortunately stolen here.
Turf Monster got him.
If you are a Mustang fan, taken the other way, and a quick timeout to keep possession on that end of the floor for Thurgood Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall has sped them up here to start the fourth quarter, has sped MOT up. And I think each time Coach Epstein is coming down trying to get things under control, but even right there again, speeding them up, forcing them to feel uncomfortable out there on the floor, and results in, getting out and getting some easy baskets and increasing the Panthers' lead here.
And just a minute into the fourth between the Panthers and the Mustangs. And both coaches taking their time to talk some things over. 7 minutes to go, one of our most competitive games of the weekend here between these two teams. And again, winner will get the Hope Bracket Championship Trophy, along with those championship shirts here to our left. And a shout out to John Gretchen and the committee here at the Viking Invitational. We're proud and honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, good selection of teams this year. I think it's getting stronger. Seems like it's getting stronger each year with the teams they get to come to Wilmington. You know, for the boys, it's just for girls and boys. Girls were Friday, Saturday.
That's right.
Boys are Sunday, Monday, so it's just an overnight. And some of these teams are traveling. Now they might be playing elsewhere, then not just coming east or whatever direction to play for play 2 games here and then going back up. But good job by the Viking Invitational Committee.
MOT's back in their 2-3 zone. Let's see if they're going to allow Harris to kind of do what he wants here.
Here he goes, finds an opening right to the basket, just shorted it. And instead, the rebound rolls right back to the Panthers. So as Coach mentioned, Harris able to attack that zone there. Got a clean look as the shot just didn't go. And he'll have it here now. 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go and a 7-point lead for Thurgood Marshall. Bush looking for Harris. And he's got some good bunnies, but would need some big-time ones to catch that one.
It's a break for MOT. Very few turnovers tonight.
That's a good point.
Thurgood Marshall, just bad passes are happening. You've got to take advantage if you're the Mustangs.
Opoku off the glass, not open on a Monday night. And the rebound going to be walked up here by Bush and now Torrance. Approaching the 6-minute mark. Harris flashes inside, leaves it for a teammate. Beautiful pass and a beautiful finish. That one courtesy of Aline Saul. And then Harris takes it away on the other end.
Harris has been everywhere in the second half.
And going to walk it up, slowing things down now. Is Thurgood Marshall now looking at the largest lead they've had in quite a little bit, now at 9. I believe now maybe potentially the largest lead of the game.
I think so.
Mazzao now in the corner, back to Harris, and now they're comfortable working it around the perimeter. Bush to the basket. Bush has got 12. And Harris steals it, gets it to Bush. Bush gonna head to the free throw line.
Great execution there in the half court versus the zone, being patient, making some very good passes and getting an easy little basket and then turning right around and putting pressure on MOT, forcing the turnover and getting to the foul line.
It's been all Panthers here in the fourth quarter, almost 3 minutes into the quarter, and Thurgood Marshall outscoring MOT Charter 8-0. Again, holding the Mustangs scoreless so far here in the fourth. First free throw off the mark for Eric Bush. We'll see if the Mustangs can find a way to put the ball in the cup here. As the Panthers continue to extend the lead, 1 of 2 on the trip to the line for Eric Bush. A 12-point lead. Opoku, hop steps, kicks out top to Robinson. It's going to lead to a Briscoe 3. Another rebound for Opoku. Trying to do it himself, and a goaltend from Akeem Mazzao, who again just seems like he can block any shot on the floor, whether that's legal or not.
It was close, but that ball was on its way down, I believe.
Cuts the deficit back to 10 as we tick under 5, and now 20 points for Kofi Opoku. Mazzao left wide open on the baseline. And content here and finding a good look are the Panthers, and they're going to get one underneath. Mazzao slams it home.
Got long arms, that Mazzao.
Big fourth quarter for the Panthers from Thurgood Marshall. Briscoe catching, firing, off the mark. A tie-up between the two big men. Possession error will keep it here. 11-2, Thurgood Marshall outscoring MOT Charter here so far in the fourth. Opoku out of the double team. Briscoe wanted another one. Instead, he'll pass up on the baseline, and a whistle and a foul will go against Eric Bush.
I believe this is their first foul
of the half. Good call there. So it'll be Bush's first personal, and as Mike just alluded to, the first foul of the half for the Panthers.
The MOT's just, you know, I know they need points, but they seem to just be rushing. Thurgood Marshall's closing in, trapping them, and just trying to force bad decisions.
Coach talked about the defensive adjustments for the Panthers, and Briscoe going to launch another three. No good. Rebound to Mazzal, but it seems as if MOT Charter's unable to adjust offensively.
Can't just settle for the three at this point if you're MOT. Maybe take the ball to the basket, you know, get fouled, get some N1s, create some higher percentage opportunities. You got a lot of time left still.
That's true. 3.5 still to play in this one. Just a 12-point game.
Oh,
and he did, in fact, step out of bounds.
Nick, you had the best angle for that.
I did. I got it right
down
here.
The sideline.
I'll tell you what, it was a tough Friday looking on the far side with some of those numbers in the girls' games. As the crowd, again, filling in here. St. E is on the horizon here at the St. E Center, the house that Pat Garrianis built here in Wilmington.
Yeah. Pat and Khadijah.
Opoku inside.
I got to tell you guys a story years ago when I was coaching, and Pat probably now, do you remember, do you know where I'm going with this or no? I see Pat out at the front door before the game. I think like a JV game was going on, and I see this maroon shirt on, and I unzip his shirt, and it says St. Elizabeth's. And I'm like, whoa, hold up. You're calling the game tonight? And you got a St. Elizabeth shirt on underneath?
Oh, man, that's the kind of bias we don't allow here on the broadcast.
and then that's where they said the Pat Garrianis.
And that shot rejected by a trailing Eric Bush and put back up and in by Sean Thompson. And on that note, Coach, I'm glad you brought it up, because on the call for the next game featuring St. Elizabeth's will in fact be Pat Garrianis.
And Joey Singles,
and
right?
Joey Singles, and Coach Olmstead will be on the call as well. So that's what to look forward to. Mazzal wants to get in on the three-point party. That shot off the mark, 2:27 and ticking, a 10-point lead.
Is Joe a St. E's grad too?
I don't think so. I think
okay.
Did he graduate in state? Oh, he went to Tatnall. There you go. Opoku shot blocked. That one not goaltending by the big man. So 2:10 and
Coach,
ticking.
I think we've all heard that, Nick. And I tell people, we all went to high school somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Harris, cross court to Torrance as we hit the 2-minute mark.
We all went somewhere.
Tipped up into the hands of Opoku, and with 2 minutes to go, we'll see if Briscoe can get him into the deficit, and he does. A big three from Caden Briscoe. And just like that, a 7-point game, timeout on the floor.
This range has just been missing for several minutes. Maybe the jocularity over here got them back. It relaxed MOT a little bit. They needed that shot in a big way, and they got the one before that after the block. A good follow-up by Thompson for that follow previous to this.
Caden Briscoe, guys, as you mentioned, Mike, 10 points in the second half, 18 in the game now for Briscoe. And now just a 7-point lead as we've seen the patience that Thurgood Marshall has had offensively. We'll see if MOT Charter can pressure them defensively here out of the timeout.
If you're in state, you got to really keep an eye on MOT Charter. I really like a lot of their parts. They're only going to get better. A tournament like this, playing against some really good competition like Thurgood Marshall, is only going to serve them well, you know, throughout the season and into the tournament. Again, Coach Epstein is doing a great job with this team. So let's see how they finish out the last 148 here. They're you know, there's no quit in what they're doing thus far. So
that's right, making a late run here as the fans are for. The Mustangs are hoping for. Panther fans hoping Thurgood Marshall can hang on to this lead. And we were talking there off the air, and again, just kind of talking about MOT Charter, just how they fit into this landscape here in the state of Delaware. They're going to be a team, as Coach mentioned, to watch out for.
It's so tough for teams to break into that, that next tier.
Those Delaware Live Sports rankings.
Yeah.
As that one's tipped and stolen, Briscoe, quick trigger. 3 hung out and bounces out of bounds. That would have been a huge shot as they were able to get the steal.
Smart move by Torrance there. He recognized out of the timeout that it was a made basket, and he moved the baseline.
Now he has it. That one's tipped and stolen. That one, some contact and a whistle on Harris. And now free throws coming up for Corbin Gaines.
I thought maybe Harris was going to get away with that one, but that was the correct call. And now you can score with the clock stopped.
1:38 still on the clock. Lead at 7 and could get smaller depending on these free throws for Corbin Gaines. It's High, Gaines, Opoku, Thompson, and Briscoe on the floor. As that one, a big free throw off the mark. It'll be Torrance, Bush, Saul, Mazzau, and Harris on the floor for the Panthers. Second free throws up and through. A 2-possession game now with 1:38 to play. They get it into Bush. Quickly now to Mazzau, who cross courts to Harris. And he's able to break the pressure. Now they'll set up the half-court offense. Some traps.
They got 2 fouls to give here.
That's right. I was going to say, Mike, took the words out of my mouth. Still got a way to go before you put him on the free throw line. That foul. Quickly here, we'll go against Corbin Gaines, his first. And again, as we mentioned, the team's third.
Going a 1-3-1 zone here, MOT out of the inbounds, trapping.
They get it to Saul underneath, I believe, and Bush. And he's fouled. So 4th foul, one more will put the Panthers on the free throw line. That'll be the second against Grayling High.
If you're MOT, you want to be physical, but you don't just want to foul. Like, go after the ball, move your feet defensively, get your hands up in the passing lanes. Good pressure here.
Get it inside to Harris, extra pass up top. A foul likely coming here shortly. And there it is.
Grayling High is really trying there, and they finally gets the call.
So clock stopped at 1:04. Now Torrance going to head to the free throw line. Ahmad Torrance, 8 points in the first half. Has kind of been, him and Harris have been controlling things offensively for the Panthers. And kind of like a big point forward, Torrance has been here today. He'll now head to the line, and the first free throw gets the shooter's roll. Lead to 7, a chance to get it back to 8. And he does. Torrance now into double figures. He's got 10. And a timeout on the floor.
Coach, I got to tell you, I have
I'm checking into the game. I have a wish we had that power here. A different scores table. I wish we could do that.
I have the Conrad Athletics T-shirt, but it's been commandeered by my wife, so I don't know where it is anymore. But I do have even though I need to go to Conrad, I do have a Conrad Athletics T-shirt.
I will say, we love doing games over there at the Red Wolves at that gym, man. That's quite the environment you can get over there.
And the AD over there, Pat Williamson, great guy, hooked me up with some Conrad swag.
Man, so now I know who I got to talk to. There you go.
I finally got my 302 swag, so I got you there. I got my hoodie, my main man, Nick. I am going to be sporting this, but I know my daughters are going to be fighting.
That's right. Yeah,
you're going to see which one gets. A good thing it's an XL.
You know what? I'm thinking 3-point shootout. Winner takes the hoodie. There we go.
It's going to be right in the driveway, John. I'll be there.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll broadcast it
live.
We'll
be right there.
Oh, they just reminded me the other day when we were at home. They told me that I'm the only Colegia that doesn't have 1,000 points. So.
Oh.
Wow.
But the
So that was a tough one.
only coach with a state championship in the family as of right now. Is that something maybe you see your girls getting into down the line? They ever mentioned or talked about maybe?
I'm not sure. Julie's probably going to go in banking, and Steph is going to do something in the pharmaceutical industry. It looks. So we'll see. You never know.
Yeah, see if we can maybe in their spare time get them on the sidelines somewhere. As that pass intercepted in a big spot, and now most likely fouls coming up as Torrance has it in the half court and will draw the foul. So we'll be joined by your player of the game here shortly after the conclusion of this one. It's been a fun one back and forth.
And unlike the regular season, we do not select this player of the game. This comes from the
that's
the
actually
Viking
good. That's a good
Invitational
point. They
committee.
do ask for our opinions and suggestions. As the free throw up and good for Torrance.
It takes the pressure off us, Nick. We don't have to worry about it.
So we don't have it sponsored or anything like that.
Thurgood Marshall's three-headed monster of Torrance, Mazzal, and Harris has been impressive tonight.
Agreed. I'm with you there. And Opoku, he's been impressive as well.
Hey, the defense. There's Harris again, and there's the steal.
And we'll see if they foul. They do indeed. And now Eric Bush will head to the free throw line. We're into double digits, 60-50, a chance to extend it for Thurgood Marshall with 38.4 seconds left. And the gym is starting to fill up here. And that can only mean one thing. St. Elizabeth basketball.
The Vikings are coming.
It's coming up.
Team with not a ton of size, but athletes. Everybody on that roster is an athlete.
And a shout out, was talking to his uncle last night, Aiden Tobiasen, again getting the start for Temple over the weekend. Had a pleasure to watch him over his last couple years and already making an impact into his freshman season. As that free throw's missed and then ball back here to to MOT Charter. So a little life here for the Mustangs.
Aiden back in the house for the St. George's game last week.
Oh, there he goes. Railings high, has it picked away and stolen by Harris.
Let's see if they let him dribble it out.
And Torrance, he wants to get fouled, head to the free throw line. And he makes the extra pass, and we'll see if they foul at all. Cross court.
Referees do not look inclined to call a foul here.
I don't think they want to, as Torrance gets inside, and there's the
they
whistle.
Couldn't let that one go, I guess.
And again, just if you're going back and watching the broadcast, our officials have done a fantastic job all weekend long. And that continued here into this one. So again, shout out to all of our officials here at the Viking Invitational this season. And now with 13.2 seconds left, a 60-50 lead, a chance to extend it, and it's going to be Thurgood Marshall as Torrance misses the first. He's going to remain undefeated here at the Viking Invitational.
Thurgood Marshall fans out there, this game will remain on our YouTube channel if you want to go back and rewatch it or take some clips out of it or whatever you want to do.
Can mute the audio if you want. As Torrance splits another pair. 10 seconds. Thompson floats it up. No good. Rebound here to Aline Saul, and it's going to be dribbled out, and it's the Panthers who use a big second half to get the win here over MOT Charter, 61-50. We were all tied at 28, but it was the Panthers who used the second half to get a double-digit victory here and remain 2-0 at the Viking Invitational. They are your Hope Bracket champions here at the St. East Center.
The defense really made a difference there, Nick. For the MOT, the Thurgood Marshall. The Thurgood Marshall defense was outstanding in that second half. I think, caused several turnovers, and they hit shots, and MOT just went a little cold from the field, and that was enough to make a difference there. And MOT's going to be a better team.
Agreed.
Because of this game. They played a high-quality opponent today, and that's a good team, and they're going to be just fine.
Coach, 28-28 at the half, and then a double-digit victory ends up being for the Panthers of Thurgood Marshall. What did you see in the second half in this matchup?
I think Harris continued. I thought they did a nice little job. They threw a box in one of them. They were trying to keep the ball out of Harris's hands, and you could see they gained a little momentum back. MOT did. Maybe next time they stick with it a little bit longer, but, very, very entertaining game, clean game. Both teams, I thought, executed, did a lot of really good things. It was a chess match between the coaches, making adjustments, utilizing their timeouts properly throughout the game. And hopefully we have a really good game coming up here in the nightcap.
Julian Harris is our player of the game for Thurgood Marshall. 16 points was kind of the engine of that team here today.
The defense, he
exactly.
did a little of everything. He reminded me of Pat. He reminded me of Deshaun Holden. That Julian Harris. I think it's, not real big, but and he's a St. Elizabeth's guard we're going to see in the next game, but does a little bit of everything. Not afraid to go in and shoot in close. He can shoot outside. He's a defender. He's a distributor. He just does a little bit of everything. And that's from Julian Harris. And I was watching tonight. That's who I thought about.
And again, it's your championship ceremony here at the St. E. Center. Kofi Opoku, he had 20. Caden Briscoe, he added 18. And then for Thurgood Marshall in the win, it was Julian Harris with 16. Eric Bush finishes with 13, as does Ahmad Torrance, and then Akeem Mazal with 12 and a few blocks to go along with it. So we will be joined by your player of the game, Julian Harris, here in the break momentarily. Right now, it's your championship ceremony here at the St. E. Center, your Hope Bracket final between Thurgood Marshall, your champions, and your runner-ups, MOT Charter. We'll be right back.
In particular instance of his just pure kindness, stays after lunch at his school to pick up trash from the entire messy lunchroom so that the maintenance staff doesn't have to do so. This gentleman obviously goes to MOT Charter. He's number 22, and his name is Thurgood.
Very much.
We are joined by the outstanding player of the game, Julian Harris. Julian, 16 points tonight. You were joined 4 guys in double figures. Just talk a little bit about that second half. You're tied at 28 at the half. You guys kind of pulled away in the second half. What was the difference?
Halftime, we just spoke with each other and said it's going to have to be a team effort to win the game. And we came out, played together, moved the ball. They tried to press us. We stayed poised, moved the ball, got easy baskets, and they couldn't do nothing with us.
Now, when you get a chance to you guys are in New York, right?
Yeah.
And you guys get a chance to travel a little bit as a team. Do you enjoy that, and what does that do for the team?
Of course I enjoy it, but it's always a business trip. We come out here to win. We know we're not the home team, so we got to come out here with grit and just win the game.
And obviously you don't really know much about the teams you're playing. You might see a little bit of film on them, but you just kind of go out there and play your game. Is that how that works? Or
yesterday we stayed to do a scouting report, see what they had. We drew it up on the board, know what they're going to throw at us, know who their guys was, and we just stay connected to them, stay connected within each other, and we got the win.
Now, what part of New York are you guys from?
Harlem.
In Harlem. Okay, so you guys going back tonight?
Yeah.
Should be a nice, fun trip back up.
Yeah,
when do you guys get started again on your schedule?
We actually play Brandeis, the game that played before us, on Saturday at 1:30.
Very little rest for Thurgood Marshall. Julian, you guys played a great game, especially in that second half. Congratulations. Have a safe trip back, and thanks for coming to Wilmington.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, Julian Harris, 16.